Patients with gut. If you're signing a contract with SRI.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Delaware County Commissioners meeting. It is Monday, September 16th. The time is 9 a.m. If everybody could please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tanya, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Henry.
Here.
Vice President Reagan. Present. President King.
Here.
Attorney John Brook.
Here.
Auditor Ed Carroll.
Now, first up, we'll go to tabled business. I believe we're going to keep this on the table. Is that correct, John?
Yes, I have received some changes on the grant policy, and as well as the credit card policy. I was out of town last week, so I need to finish those up. Hopefully we'll have those for the next meeting, okay?
Thank you. Next, we'll move to approval of minutes for September 3rd, 2024.
Move as accepted.
Second. A motion second. Tanya, can you call the roll, please?
Yes. I can get there. Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan. Yes. Commissioner King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to contracts and agreements for approval. Opening bids. John, I believe this is for the parking lot at the Justice Center.
It is. And I was just handed one bid from E&B Paving.
Wow.
In Delaware, Indiana. Okay. All right, I've got they did follow your form, Angie, so that's good. Phase 1, or option 1 actually, which is phases 1 and 2, $328,414, 328,414 even. Option number 2, which is just phase 1, $250,546, 250,546 even. And then option 3, which is just phase 2, $104,168, 104,168.
Make a motion, we take them under advisement.
Second.
A motion is second. Take it under advisement. Tanya, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan. Yes. And Commissioner King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to disbursement requests. Mr. Brook?
Yes, you have received earlier in the last week the first disbursement request for the construction of the mental health facility from the contractor. I asked for some additional details as to certain parts of that. They did send those. Everything looks to be in order on that first disbursement request, and I would ask that you approve that. That should be in the claims at some point. Comes out of ARP Project 1, I believe it is.
Make a motion, we approve the disbursement request.
Second.
A motion is second. Tanya, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan. Yes. Commissioner King.
Yes.
We might put in there the $272,603.
Okay, good. I didn't have that right here, so.
Next, we have grant approval. Mr. Cummings?
Back in May, I applied for and received a grant from, I just received a grant from Marathon for some portable lighting for the backup cars. It's $1,500. I believe you guys need to set up an account and accept that grant.
Sorry about that. That's me.
So we need to set up an account, correct? Is that correct, Tanya? We need to set up an account for this grant. You've never got it before, have you?
No, right, that would have to be.
Brand new, then yes, that's what would be done.
All right. I'll make a motion, we approve the grant and the setting up of the account.
Second.
A motion is second. Tanya, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Reagan. Yes. Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner King.
Yes. Next, we have the
Fred,
SRIs.
if you could get me the information, I'll prepare the ordinance for next meeting, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Next up, we have the SRI service agreement. We're gonna go ahead and table that.
So move.
Second.
Motion and second to table the SRI agreement. Tanya, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Commissioner King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to department heads and elected officials. Does anybody have anything? If not, we'll move to payment of claims in the amount of $2,229,546.43.
So move.
Second.
A motion and second for payment of claims. Tanya, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Commissioner King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to payment of payroll for 9/11 of 2024 in the amount of $990,000, $527.81.
Second.
Have motion and second. Tanya, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan. Yes. Commissioner King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to, public comments. Kate Williams for Sue Arrington.
Yes, hi. I am Katie Williams, and Sue Arrington, Representative Sue Arrington asked me to read this prepared statement for her today. I'm sorry I'm unable to attend this meeting because I support solar facilities in Delaware County. I'm also sorry I can't be here to tell you in person how shocked I am at your action to reinstate solar moratorium at your September 3rd meeting with no notice to the public. I find this to be a shocking lack of transparency and frankly shows disdain for your constituents. As a fellow elected official, my understanding of suspension of the rules is that it's a tool to use when quick emergency action is necessary. In what way was reimposing a solar moratorium on September 3rd an emergency? This lack of transparency leads me to assume that it was a mechanism to keep the public in the dark until after the fact, particularly those of us who support solar energy. Suspending the rules may have been done legally, but your action was a betrayal of the public trust. I know these are harsh words, but you owe the public an explanation for suspending the rules, as well as for what appears to be your opposition to renewable energy. Our county is located along a major transmission line of the electrical grid, just as we were the site of major reservoirs of natural gas that led to the gas boom in the waning years of the 19th century and the early years of the last century. Entrepreneurs like the Ball brothers flocked to Delaware County to take advantage of the economic opportunities from this gas power source of their day. The motivation of solar companies is no different. They are eager to tap into the solar boom that can give our county a similar economic stimulus in today's evolving energy world. Change is coming, whether we like it or not. Are we going to make it work for us, or are we going to resist it and let the benefits of change pass us by? And again, that's Sue Arrington, State Representative, District 34.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go back and tell Sue when she starts doing her job at the State House, she can come in here and tell us how to do our job here? But ever since she's been a representative of mine, I haven't seen her really do anything for this county. If she has any comments, she can contact me personally, but we have a job to do up here, and a lot of the state officials, they created a model that they want us all to go by. But if she's so hard at this, then why doesn't she go at the state level, and why doesn't she create something for all the state of Indiana? But no, we sit in here and we listen to people come up here and criticize us for what we do. I don't think Sue lives anywhere near where the solar farm is going in at. We listen to the people that's going to be living around there. I've talked to the solar company, and me personally, they're supposed to have a meeting with the citizens October 24th. Before I make a decision, I would like to see that meeting happen. I would like to listen to what everybody that actually lives around where the solar farms are going. But Sue Arrington is not going to criticize me for doing what we done.
I will pass that along to her.
Thank
I
you.
can't speak for Sue, but I would say that Sue Arrington does represent me and a lot of people that I know. She represents my perspective as well as anybody I can think of.
That's fine, but I just don't think state representatives and state senators that put things back on the county officials should criticize us for what we do.
And also, two more things. She's facing a supermajority in Indianapolis. She can't just go down there and do whatever she wants.
No,
That is
she
not
can create
possible.
bills and she can try to get them passed. I haven't seen her create one bill.
She is doing her job.
Okay.
And I will tell her that you don't think she is, but I think she
I
is.
really don't think she is. Cheryl Swingley?
You need to go to the state website and look at all the bills that Sue Arrington has sponsored.
I don't know about that.
It's a matter of education again. Okay, I am against the solar moratorium you set September 3rd without notice. We have a solar facilities ordinance which isn't perfect, but it will allow for the development of solar in Delaware County. The moratorium should be lifted immediately. You know you could do that this meeting. Why? Number one, you've done it before, you've set a precedent. Second, you have belittled the work of 9-member committee members who spent more than 2 years of their personal time to write an ordinance that was almost the same as the original that Marta Moody wrote. Your actions on September 3rd are disrespectful to those task force members. Your actions also reflect another way you as politicians are suppressing as well as discouraging citizen participation in local government. Third, you're probably catering to less than 1% of Delaware County's angry and sometimes ugly, very ugly citizens. Overall, you should represent the majority, not the micro-minority in our county. Fourth, you continue to infringe on farmers' property rights and livelihood. There are other parties involved in the solar issue, not just the opponent. You need to listen to all sides, not just the loudest. You might have the power to do what you did on September 3rd, and it might even be legal. Because I've called and asked, and they said, yeah, it's probably legal, the public access person. But it's not good government. I call it whiplash governance. So what's next? What other company might you place a spontaneous moratorium on? I'm sure a growing number of companies are aware of how Delaware County leaders flip-flop, which will discourage new business from locating here. I implore you to reverse your actions on September 3rd. Do not operate in the dark, which you did at your last meeting. There was no notice that such a vote would be taken. And you have told me over and over that it had to be on the agenda. And I am angry. I want better government. I'm not getting it at this time. And I have been watching you in action for more than 2 years. What I've witnessed is indecision, anger, fear, and a lack of willingness to educate yourself about governance and issues. And before I close, there are 3 things you misled the public on last meeting. 1, this one you've been told before. Most businesses that sign contracts with locals file them with the recorder's office when they are signed. Consider getting a monthly report from a recorder's office so that you know what's going on in this county. And by the way, before a company can file for permits, they have to know what the project is. Solar companies have to have contracts so they know the possibility of the project. Come on, guys, this is business. Learn more about how business is done.
3 minutes, all right, ma'am, thank you.
Yeah, well, I called the elections office too, and you can't put this on the ballot.
Linda Hanson?
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Linda Hanson, spokesperson for the League of Women Voters of Muncie, Delaware County. My address is 1400 West North Street, Muncie. The League of Women Voters of Muncie, Delaware County supported your actions to end the last moratorium and make utility-scale solar projects possible in Delaware County. Not with ideal criteria, but possible. Your impulsive actions at your September 3rd meeting put all that negotiated progress at risk. A solar moratorium was not on your agenda. Suspending the rules to pass it in one meeting without advertising it to the public and allowing for public input certainly doesn't engender any confidence in your decision-making. It may pass legal muster, but it destroys any public perception that you're acting in the best interests of all the citizens of Delaware County. As a reminder to all of us, the Solar Study Committee led by Marta Moody was charged with making recommended amendments to the existing solar ordinance to continue to mitigate the impacts of solar facilities while not preventing solar farms in Delaware County. The revised ordinance that we now have on the books does precisely that. Solar companies have already spent millions of dollars redesigning their projects to match the criteria in the current ordinance. This moratorium could easily put taxpayers at risk for expensive lawsuits at the same time that we would be losing millions of dollars in tax revenue. Delaware County needs not only the energy solar could provide, but also that tax revenue for improving the infrastructure of our county, for bolstering our county government's budget, for improving our schools, for funding needed for economic development projects, and for generating an overall better quality of life for every resident in Delaware County. We respectfully ask that you vote to rescind the moratorium you imposed on September 3rd. If necessary, you could suspend the rules again to right your wrong. Thank you for your attention.
That's the last speaker. You have anything?
Motion to recess.
Second. I'm usually the outspoken one of the month, but we're trying to listen to the people that live in that area. There's certain things that I would like to see done. I would like to see this company come in and meet with the people that live in the area where they can have their discussion before this moves forward. You are right, there is a small percentage that might be for it, but or against it. But there's not very many people that show up here that really is for it. And the ones that do come in here and say that they're for it, they don't live in these areas. You know, take yourself and put yourself in their spot. They're the ones that's going to have it all up and around where they live. So yes, I am going to listen to them. And I want the best for everybody in this county. Not just the ones for it, not just the ones against it, not just for the solar. We've got to do what's best for everybody in the community. And you are right. Everybody, not 1%, not 2%, but everybody. Now see, when we're sitting here as commissioners, when we build a health facility, mental health facility, we don't get the uproar. We don't get people coming in here saying congratulations on this, congratulations. We built a jail without raising taxes, which is now bringing in money. And I told everybody when that jail was built, we would be able to generate more than $1 million a year off that. And I told people in 2016, 2017, before it was even built. But when anybody gets upset, they want to come up here and criticize us all of the time for doing our job. This is a very hard job, and a lot of people don't understand it. They don't understand the time it takes to do this job. It's not showing up here for 2 meetings. This is a very hard job. Nobody talks about all the manufacturing that we have brought in over probably the last 6 years. Only thing people want to do is criticize. I'd say also get to know the political people that you are electing. I would rather have somebody that's outspoken than somebody that says nothing. I've seen a lot of elected officials. I've seen a lot of stuff that they do. I don't agree with because that's not me. Half of them, if you knew half the stuff I knew, you probably wouldn't elect them. Because I know I sure wouldn't. And some of them I supported in the past till I got to know them. But you guys can come in and criticize us every day. I've had people tell me, I got beaten in the May election. Why are you still there? Because I have a job to do. And I will do my job till the end. I won't run from it, but I'm gonna listen to those people out there, the ones that's against it. And I'm not doing anything until that company comes in and has their meeting and they have the discussion with the people that live in that area. I will agree with you. Sometimes, you know, it's hard because, yeah, why should I tell a farmer what he can do with his land? But we have zoning issues and stuff that we have to work through. But, you know, it's easy to come in and criticize us for stuff that you don't believe in or you do believe in. But then nobody wants to come in the good that we do. Nobody wants to come in and tell us you did a great job. There's so many things that I've done as a commissioner that others is taking credit for, but I keep my mouth shut. I don't say much because I'm always talking about a team, because it takes a team to do stuff. And maybe instead of us arguing back and forth about this solar, why don't the people that's for it and against it come together, meet, have their discussions, meet with the company? My problem is they come in, they do everything, and this was told to me, they don't come out and say anything because they don't want none of this. They want to wait. Yes, I've talked to them. So we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Tanya, can you call the roll?
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner King.
Yes. Adjourn.